Welcome, everybody, to Season 7, Race 1 of the Chasing the Delta Academy. It is so nice to talk to the millions of you who tune in every week. We had a long break, but we are back. And we are currently at Daytona International Speedway, and I am really looking forward to getting this race going. The guys just started qualifying, and as we take a look at Carter's lap, and I could talk you through what a lap of Daytona looks like, I will explain to you some of the changes that we've had. So, Chasing the Delta has switched cars. We got a little sick of the GT4s. So, the GT4 at the beginning of Season 4 had a big tire update, had a couple things that they changed to their power and their grip, and none of the coaches really took to it. And we decided that, if the coaches don't really want to race it, and we think there might be a better car for teaching new drivers how to drive, that we might just go ahead and switch it. So we are with the super popular Mazda MX-5, and that is what we will be racing this season. And if that goes well, we will likely continue to do it. Otherwise, we will reassess. And that's where we are. So you're going to be seeing Yadas. So they won't be going as fast as the GT4s, but we should see a lot better wheel-to-wheel racing. And especially on Daytona, we're going to see a lot of draft. So we're going to be on board with Carter Price as he starts his lap of Daytona International Speedway. So as you can see, you start on the oval. Now this turn one is a long left-hander that requires a bit of finesse. So what he's going to do is go all the way down. You can see him going into second gear. That is going into the road course. So the next one is an international horseshoe, or the international horseshoe. This is a hairpin. You see Carter very nicely traversing that. The next one is called the West Horseshoe. And the West Horseshoe is another big hairpin. This corner right here, it's the kink, and that is where high-speed crashes happen. So here, Carter goes through the Western Horseshoe. You can see he's taking a very nice line, using all of the track on exit, and he's going to get over to the out corner. And we call this the out because it puts you back onto the oval. And now we are on the oval. So the Daytona road course, if you've ever watched the Daytona 24, if you've ever seen the F1 movie, the movie begins with Brad Pitt's character driving on the Daytona 24, and this is it. In the Miata, it takes a little while to get around the oval, I'm not going to lie. And what we are going to see is a lot of drafting going on. The draft gives you like 2 or 3 seconds on your lap. It is unbelievable how much the draft matters. We have the final part of the course. This is the dreaded bus stop. They recently changed the bus stop, as you can see, but it is a very quick left, right, left, right, left, or left, right, left, that you've got to do at high speed, and you have to get a good exit because of how important it is to get on this oval at a high speed. Carter did really well there to navigate that, and that is a lap of the Daytona International Speedway road course. It really is like quite a fun track. It's simple, but it is tremendously nice to watch. See, we've got people coming in. As you can see, Carter putting in a lap that puts him in P2. Chris Yerkes in our pro division puts in a very nice lap to start us off. We're going to take a look at Nick Drux. We get to see all the new liveries. We got used to what everybody's GT4 livery looks like. It looks like Nick Drux is going with the classic McLaren Marlboro from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Let's take a look what other people have. We do have the CTD livery, and I believe this is it for Matthew Coley as he heads on to the bus stop, or he heads onto the oval. And yeah, that is one of the couple CTD liveries that we have here. If we take a look at Carter Price's, that is the brand new Season 7 CTD livery that all of our drivers have the opportunity to use just by virtue of being in the greatest academy on earth. See, Chris Stierks has his sort of paint splatter pink livery. There's Patrick Dunham. You can see him going through the bus stop very, very well. Nicely done by Patrick. And if we check back in qualifying, we have about 3.5 minutes left. The drivers get 3 laps. So while we go through each member of the grid here, I want to talk a little bit about what Chasing the Delta is. So Chasing the Delta is an academy first and the league second. So the point of Chasing the Delta is to have drivers come in and they want to improve and they're hoping to get up to 2,000 iRating. And our job is to get them there. It is completely free. All of the coaches do this because we really like coaching. We like, helping people get faster. We all volunteer our time just because it's meaningful and fulfilling for us to do. And when the drivers reach 2,000 iRating in the sports car, they graduate and they go up to the pro class. So we have a lot of drivers here. You can see like Chris Stierks, Kevin Cohen, Nick Drux, who started out as the AM drivers and then have made it up to the pro league. So I believe we have 24 graduates so far over the 6 seasons we've ran, and that is an excellent amount. I know that I graduated as well back in season 1, and I'm looking forward, hopefully, to see a couple of these guys graduate this season. So the way this works, we have 2 races. They are 20 minutes each, and we follow the Production Cup Challenge schedule. So the Production Cup Challenge is BMW M2s, GR86s, and Mazdas. There's also the Renault Clio, but nobody really drives those, so we won't talk about them. But it is a multi-class race with production cars. And it is intense. Their racing is very, very close. And it is a D-licensed race. So the racecrafts can be a bit spotty, but you got to learn to survive it if you want to get better. All right, we have about a minute left in qualifying. Right now, Joe Beretta, the 2:11.8, which is a blazingly fast lap. I'm surprised he hasn't graduated yet. I don't know if he just doesn't do the officials, but putting in a 2:11 in qualifying is very, very strong, especially without a draft. So you can see he's got a 3.5 lead over Chris Stierks, Kyle Ferreira, and Jim Campbell. Here is Joe. Can we hop on board with Joe? Joe with his Murica car. The Murica Mazda. We have about 30 seconds left. And it seems to have frozen. Excellent. Exactly what we wanted. There we go. Now we're back. We're back, boys. We're back. Nothing happened. We were all... It was a test. It was a test of your loyalty to CTD, whether the millions of you will keep watching even when we have technical difficulties. So let's take a look at the starting grid. Qualifying is over. Joe Beretta and Nick Drux, who both of them are good friends, they are going to start 1-2 on the grid. Behind them, Chris Stierks, and then Kyle Ferreira, Jim Campbell, Kevin Cohen, Michael Gonçalves, James Cox, Carter Price, and Jeremy Toasty rounds out our top 10. And I am really looking forward to seeing how this goes. The Daytona races, especially with the Mazda, they are draft fests. They can often be incident fests. And we are going to see how this goes. So I'm going to be at it alone tonight. So bear with me as I try to catch all of the action. It might not be that easy. And I'm going to try to get everything that I can in order to show as much as possible. So let's go ahead and grid up. One of the sad things about the Mazda is we can't flash our headlights in the Mazda, which I think they should fix ASAP, because headlight flashing is a CTD tradition, and it's just fun to do. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to flash our lights. So iRacing, since we know you're watching, since everybody is watching this, please give Miatas the right to flash their headlights. I'm going to go ahead and grid up. I'm going to go to our chopper, who is... We'll go to the blimp. Why not go to the blimp? Look at the blimp. Look how high it is with these little Mazda cars. So we are going to have a short pace lap. Got to get your tires warmed up. So the tires don't matter as much in the Mazda as they did in the GT4. The GT4, they were ice cold, and then they were pretty cold, and then after like lap 1 or 2, they were fine. The Miata, you can get them warmed up fairly quickly. We also have a pretty full grid today. You know, it is race 1, but we have, I want to say, maybe like 25 people on the grid. As the pace car goes, we're going to have our chopper track the top 10 here. So we'll look at Jeremy Toasty as he comes through. Look for a chaotic turn 1. So they recently just changed T1 so that you can't go as wide as you used to. They used to call it the esports line. And you would just do one big, huge loop right into turn 2, but you can't do that anymore. You have to take a tighter line, but that means that there's a lot less space for people to go. And we are about to get underway here.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. We have a green flag, and off we go. Not the best start by Beretta, and Nick Drux is going to be side by side with him into turn 1. You know, he didn't really get that great of a jump, but we're going to start to see. Ooh, we're hearing some lockups. We do have a couple guys going wide, but so far so good into turn 1. We have I've seen many people's race end on turn 1 in officials, and that did not happen today. That is Nick Drux in the lead. He has taken P1 from Joe Beretta, but we'll see how long that sticks. Very, very nicely done by Nick Drux as he was able to take the lead. You can see Chris Sierks is going to be battling with the whole pack. And, you know, I told you we were going to see a lot more wheel-to-wheel racing, and we are absolutely, as we see Chris Sierks and Jim Campbell make contact, and that's going to spin both of them around, and we have a bottleneck going through the horseshoe. Oh, that is unfortunate. That was Chris Sierks and Jim Campbell. Jim just sort of getting into his rear bumper there, and that is really a shame for Chris. We also have a couple meatballs. We have Jeremy Toasty and Eric Faust, who are meatballed. That is unfortunate for them. Not sure what happened to them. But let's take a look and see what it means for our standings. Nick Drux in the lead. Kevin Cohen behind Joe Beretta and Jim Campbell. And we're going to start looking for battles. So let's keep an eye on the battle between P1 and P2, because this might go on for the entire race. Yeah, that was a really, really good turn 1 on lap 1. But unfortunately, the chaos happened at the West Horseshoe. And that was unfortunate for Chris. Chris is back onto the track. And we are going to see the drafting start. So you can see just the sheer amount of draft that Joe Beretta is getting. He is going to push his friend Nick Drux down the track. And that's really what you want to do. ovals can be very much about working together. This is half oval, half road, so some of the oval stuff does apply here, but you want to, if you just spend the whole time like passing each other and using the draft, it doesn't really, you just end up losing time. You do want to work together so you can leave people behind. Anyway, let's take a look at the battle for P6, which has a whole bunch of cars in it. We're going to miss a lot of battles, I'm sorry. But this is how IMSA must feel when they have to track pretty much an entire pack of battles going through the horseshoe. All right, so right now we have Kerry Nolan leading Michael Gonçalves, Keith Gwinnett, and Jacob Green. And that is Alex Lofi heading that pack up. And Alex Green has spun. No, that's not Alex Green. That is Jacob Green, who had an issue in his Bailey's car. Maybe a little bit too much of the Baileys as they're going to head onto the oval here. And Nick Drux maintains the lead over Joe Beretta. But we're going to be talking a little bit in terms of who is in the draft. So our first pack here, that is going to be Nick Drux, Joe Beretta, Jim Campbell, and Kevin Cohen are all within the draft. The next pack is going to be Alex Lofi, Kerry Nolan, Michael Gonçalves, Keith Gwinnett. They're going to be in their draft. Behind them, we've got Adam McNeil, Tyler Dunham, Chris Gardner. And then here we've got a pretty big one with Dakota Smith, Carter Price, Matthew Coley, Isaac Twellman, and Patrick Dunham. And Dylan Caldwell. Whew, where to go? I think we've got to keep looking at the front pack here. You see the gap between Jim Campbell and Kevin Cohen. So this is what happens, right? You're pushing along the guy in front, but you're faster in the double draft, and you're even faster in the triple draft as Kevin Cohen takes a look onto the inside in the bus stop. Oh no, they're in turn one, sorry. Let's take a look and see how they navigate turn one. So far, so good. Nick Drux, very, very nicely done. And got Jim and Kevin following right behind. When you come out of the bus stop at the end of the race, and we will end up talking about this, you really don't want to be in the lead because you can get past. So strategy-wise, it is wise for Joe, Jim, and Kevin to stay behind Nick. And if Nick is ahead of him as they go into the final lap, that actually gives them a really good chance to pass him on the oval section. Now, it doesn't look like anything major is happening on the road section. As you can see, the pack behind them. And so, I mean, that is the pack being led by Keith Gwinnett. And if they catch this pack up top, if they start to fight, then we could get a huge pack fighting for the lead here. That would be excellent. You can see these little Miata cars going through this oval that is meant for the snarling tigers of NASCAR. Yeah, if you ever want to learn about draft, aero wash, side draft, bumper draft, this is how you do it because it affects these cars so much as they head through the bus stop. The bus stop is the big skill check. It is pretty, let's say, difficult as these cars go through the bus stop, and that is a pass from the number 5 car of Chris Gardner past Dakota Smith. And this pack is going to start heading down the oval. Another pack of cars coming through. All these guys are going to be battling. And I think without I-rating on the line, this might be more fun than being stressed. You can see these are the top guys again. We can go ahead and just pull up the driver profiles here so we know who we're looking at. This is Nick Drux from Kenosha, Wisconsin, being followed by Joe Beretta, Jim Campbell, and Kevin Cohen. We have going through turn one, the second pack, led by Keith Gwinnett in his green CTD livery. But is Kerry going to look on the inside? He did, but nothing there. The next pack is being led by Adam McNeil. That's got Tyler Dunham, Carter Price, who overtakes Adam McNeil, and Isaac Swilliam has the pack next. So maybe this is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to catch the packs as they go through different areas of the track. So right now, everybody is making it through the road. They are now in the out section. That is pack number 1. Let's take a look at pack number 2, see if anything's happened. Nope, so far it is still Keith, Kerry, Michael, and Alex in this pack. The third pack with Carter Price, they're going to head out onto the oval. And so far, so good there. So we're going to take a look now at the bus stop as the first pack navigates the bus stop. Joe Beretta following him. Very nicely done through the bus stop there. Let's take a look at the next pack as they head through the bus stop. Very nicely done there. Let's take a look at the third pack as they head through the bus stop. Very nicely done there. So far, no big accidents. Not to jinx, what we've got going on here, but very, very respectful racing so far as the head pack heads towards turn 1. We asked the guys at CTD to race as if they're racing their teammates. Race hard, but race fair. Don't send it from 1,000 years away if you don't have to. As turn 1, that is going to be Nick Drux maintaining the lead. Jim Campbell tried to get it around the outside. They're going to go side by side into the International Horseshoe, but Joe Beretta does take it. Meanwhile, Kerry, we did have a crash. Something terrible happened into turn 1, and that is Michael Gonçalves and Alex Lofi. Oh man, we missed it. I was wondering where everybody was behind Kerry, but that is going to make that pack no more, unfortunately. And Adam McNeil is in the wall, and he's going to have to tow. That is unfortunate. So we had our packs, but now our packs are no more. Pretty much there's going to be a lot of people spread out now, so we're just going to take a look at the front pack as we have about 10 minutes left in this race. Yeah, Adam McNeil is meatballed. That is unfortunate. One of these days when we get replays, when we figure out how to do that, we'd be able to go back and see, especially in the downtime like what we're having now. But we'll see if anybody's able to catch back up to each other. We do have this pack here. This is Dakota Smith, Matthew Coley, Patrick Dunham, and Dylan Campbell. And we have... This is Kevin Cohen having to look up the inside here into the bus stop. No, not the bus stop. Turn 1, and he is going to take that position for now from Joe Beretta. No, this is the bus stop. And very, very nicely done by Kevin Cohen. And he is going to take that position for now from Joe Beretta. You can see Kerry following closely behind him. We now have a battle between Alex Lofi and Carter Price. These two guys on the same livery, and that's going to make things hard for me. Behind them, we've got this pack here, Tyler, Gardner, and Gonçalves. Gonçalves looks like his car wasn't, too badly. We've got Kevin Cohen going around the outside of Nick Drux, and he might try to take the lead here for the first time this race. He does take it. He's going to go ahead, take that position, and we're going to head into turn 1, the inside line taken by Kevin Cohen. And Joe Beretta really sending it in there with his America car, but nothing doing. And Kevin Cohen is going to maintain the lead as we head to the International Horseshoe. And Kevin goes wide, and that might give Nick a chance to take the inside of the West Horseshoe as they go through the kink. The kink is not easy. Looks like Kevin Cohen will maintain this position as we go through. But Nick will have the inside for the West Horseshoe, but then onto the oval, if Kevin Cohen stays side by side, he'll have the inside track, and then they'll be drafting. Looks like Nick is going to maintain, he's going to keep the position. If these guys are fighting, then Kerry Nolan and Keith Gwinnett might catch the pack, and I can guarantee you these guys want to catch that front pack because that puts them in position to win. So that is the storyline here, which is, Kevin Cohen, he's making Nick Drux, Joe Beretta, and Jim Campbell work for it. Meanwhile, Kerry and Keith work together, and these guys are two old pros. Keith, the coach, Kerry, a season one. Oh, we had something happen, and Kevin Cohen was able to save the car, but he is now out of the lead pack. And that is going to leave Nick Drux, Joe Beretta, and Jim Campbell. They must have came together. Well, that changes things because going through the bus stop, because Kevin Cohen was the one who was stirring up trouble. That is a shame. That's going to bring Kerry up to 4th, Keith Gwinnett up to 5th. Take a look at other packs that we've got going on here. We do have a nice pack through the horseshoe with Michael Chavez, Tyler Dunham, and Chris Gardner. I'm sure Michael is anxious to get his positions back. He was up with the lead pack, or the second to lead pack of cars coming through there. All right, we've got 7. We've got about 4 laps to go. These races. Oh, that is going to be Joe Beretta going super wide to turn 1. He might get a slowdown for that as well. And that is going to, again, bring Kerry and Keith closer to the front of the pack. They are now within 2 seconds of the pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep Joe Beretta up, and that is going to, the gap between Joe Beretta and Kerry Nolan / Keith Gwinnett is going to be the key here. Can the front pack work together enough to keep Kerry Nolan and Keith Gwinnett from catching them in this race? There's more than enough time, and if there's more mistakes from the front pack or more fighting from the front pack, that could absolutely happen. It is sort of like Oval, where if you're not in the draft on Daytona Road, you just really don't have much of a chance to catch up. So it can be a bit boring if you're not in the draft, or if you're not part of the pack that you want to be a part of. There just isn't a lot of room for individual skill expression and pace on Daytona because it is such a oval heavy track. We see 3 wide. Will this happen into turn 1? No, but that is going to be, or into the bus stop. That is going to be side by side, Joe Beretta, Jim Campbell, and Nick Drux. And that is going to bring Kerry Campbell and Keith Gwinnett to the front of the pack. That decision to go too wide into the bus stop has let Kerry Nolan and Keith Gwinnett, and welcome to the front pack, Kerry and Keith. You guys are now in with a shout. So Nick, Kerry, Keith are going to have to catch back up, and they will do that quite nicely since they still have the draft. The draft in iRacing, you get a pretty sizable draft up to about 1 second, and then you get diminished returns going back to about 1.5 seconds. So we now have a 5-car race for the lead. Oh, man. And that is Jim Campbell leading the pack as he heads toward the International Horseshoe. I'm going to go, maybe a wider view so we can see all of the cars as they navigate the West Horseshoe. And they are about to make that left turn onto the oval and let the drafting begin. You can see they're going, Nick Drux and Joe Beretta are very, very close to each other. And honestly, if they keep fighting, that might bring Kevin Cohen back into the fold. We see him right there on the mix. He is still 3 seconds back, but that's about how much Kevin Cohen was, or that's about as much as Kerry and Keith were. But we have Jim Campbell he's left the draft. He's all alone. As the 4 of them fight now for second place, and that's going to be Kerry and Joe Beretta. Heading towards the horseshoe. Well, this is great news for Jim. Jim does not have to worry for a little while about anything. As they go, you can see the speed they're taking. They are Miatas, but that doesn't mean these guys aren't going fast into the bus stop. Oh, man. If these guys fight hard, and it looks like they're doing this, this might just be a Jim Campbell victory. Because he has sped away from the field. He has like about a 6 second or 1.6 second gap. If we take a look at our overall positions here, that doesn't seem like it's working very well. Wow. All right, we're gonna stay with our. Here we go. Now it's working. We've got Jim, Kerry, Nick, Joe, and Keith. All right. If Jim keeps it together, I believe we are on the white flag. We are on white flag. This is the final lap of the race, and we are going to see who is going to come out on top here. Right now, Jim has a sizable lead. He is a full second out, but it doesn't look like his road course has been that good because he's now being chased down by Nick Drux. Nick Drux, Kerry Nolan, Joe Beretta and Keith Gwinnett, and we've got to ascend into the West Horseshoe. Are they gonna? They do make contact. They're leaning on each other. It looks like Kerry Nolan is going to maintain the position, and that's going to bring Keith right up to the back of Joe Beretta. And here we go. Nick is going to be in the draft, and it is just going to be Nick and Jim who can win this race unless there is a terrible horseshoe from Jim. The other two are too far back, so we're going to see who wins this race as they head towards the all-important bus stop. Into the bus stop. This is a really, really important for both of them. If one of them gets a slowdown, that's huge. So now they both get through it fine. Now when will Nick take the lead? And that is going to bring Kerry and Keith and all of them back up too. We're going to have a race to the finish. Oh man, I don't know if they're going to be able to catch him, but there will be a battle between Nick and Jim for the lead. What is going to happen? They can't really block each other. They are pushing each other down the stretch. Is Nick going to go for it? When is Nick going to go for it? Nick is going to now pull out now. Who's going to get it? It's going to be a photo finish, and it's going to be Jim Campbell taking the lead from Nick Drux at the very end. Oh, wow. What a finish that was. We also got 3 wide coming through here as well. This is Chris, Tyler, and Gardner as they come through. And I believe that is Chris Gardner who takes the place by 0.03 of a second from Tyler Donham, who takes it by 0.04 of a second from Carter. I mean, that was Jim. Jim won that race by 0.04 of a second, and then Kerry was 0.04 of a second behind him. Keith was 0.07 of a second behind him, and then Joe Beretta was about 0.5 back. So he was the big loser in all of this. Wow, that was wild. What a finish that was. Let's go ahead and take a look at our race results. So our overall winner was Jim Campbell at the very, very end, followed by Nick Drux, who was our pro winner, Kerry Nolan, Keith Gwinnett, Joe Beretta, rounding out our front pack there. Kevin Cohen, we didn't see what happened to him, but clearly something did happen to him. He is going to be P6, Alex Lofi P7, and then we saw the fight for P8 at the end, and that is Christopher Gardner, Tyler Dunham, and Carter Price rounding out our top 10. Whew. Well, we are going to go ahead and get ready for race 2. That was a heck of a lot of fun, and we will see you in approximately maybe 10 minutes or so. Take care until then. Welcome back to Chasing the Delta, Season 7, Week 1, Race 2. We had a barn burner of a Miata race in the last one with almost a 4 or 5 way finish. I'm really hoping that we get a very similar race today. And I've got somebody in the broadcast booth with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Eric Faust. If you were watching last place in the previous race, you probably saw me. I made it one turn before wrecking, but this is my commentary debut. I'm real excited to call this race.
Yeah, I'm really glad to have you with me here. So, looking at qualifying, Jim Campbell. So, Jim Campbell won this race, by about 500ths of a second, and he has put in a very nice initial qualifying lap.
He's got a 2:12.9. I think somebody was in the 2:11s last time, so I don't know if that time will stick, but that's on pole for now.
Yeah, I believe Joe Beretta put in a 2:11.8, and he was on pole. And him and his friend Nick Drux were 1-2, and there were times where they worked together, and then there were times where they fought each other. How much Miata racing have you done on this track outside of today?
A couple back when you could do the Miata in the Roar in the Miata, I ran it every year, and I did some races last season, but I have, as you know, I have been focused on oval recently.
Right.
So, as I'm hoping to purchase an oval car in real life this season.
Very nice. Well, that's how we lured you back here. As we said, we were at Daytona, but we didn't tell you which one.
Yeah. Well, I missed the league last season. I had some family situations. I talked to Aaron about it, so I couldn't really just dedicate the Thursday nights. But hopefully, I can run. I'm planning on running about half the races. I'm not going to be able to do a full season.
Awesome. Well, super excited to have you back. And Joe Beretta, right on cue, 2:12.4, and he is about 5 tenths up on everybody. And he almost loses it.
Oh, he just got loose. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to head on board with Nick Drux, who is coming right through. So we don't have an open quali this season. We're expecting a lot of cars, and we're expecting some tracks that are pretty small. We didn't want to do that to everybody. So everybody's on their own track for quali today.
Well, I'll keep an eye on Joe as he's the expected favorite. I'll let you know if anything happens.
Yes, right now, Jim Campbell did have a rough last sector of his race, so he did not improve. And he's going to have one more go. So for this race, 3 laps or 10 minutes, and whichever one comes first is what you get for qualifying.
Joe's exiting the bus stop. He's looked pretty good. He had an early bobble, but he's been looking good since.
Coming around that big oval. You know, after you race NASCARs around the oval, like the Miata feels like it just takes forever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're going 2:05 when you're in the pack in the next gen.
This is looking like a good lap from Nick. Is that going to be enough? It is not.
That mistake cost Joe bad. He had a 2:14.3.3,
yeah.
almost 2.5 seconds off his normal pace.
Yeah,
and he is exiting the car.
Yep. I mean, we only have about 30 seconds left in qualifying. So we're going to see if anybody else is going to get a lap in. We see Alex Lofi, who is currently in third, burning out. Jim Campbell,
is our highest, yeah.
Jim is not. I don't think Jim's going to be able to finish this lap. He might, but we'll see. He is currently 5 tenths up on his lap. So unfortunately, he's not going to be improving on it. And that's going to put him down in about 5th place.
Yeah, 5 tenths. He would have been outside pole.
Let's see him navigate the bus stop, and there we go.
There he goes.
All right, so let's take a look at our starting grid. Just like race 1, Joe Beretta and Nick Drux are 1-2. Behind him, Kerry Nolan, Alex Lofi, Jim Campbell, Carter Price, James Cox, Jeremy Toasty, Steve Hill, and Chris Gardner. So some familiar names up at the front. We didn't see much of Alex Lofi last race, but I think he had an incident earlier on, so we didn't really get a chance to see him much. Right, he was in the second pack. Then there was an incident. But I'm really curious to see how these packs are gonna turn out.
Yeah, let's hope we get a good clean start. everybody gets through the first section of the infield, and we get a good race.
So one of the things I miss from the GT4 is the headlight flashing.
Can you not headlight flash the Miata?
No, you can't. You can in real life. I've seen it in IMSA. They flash all the time, but you can't do it here, and I think that's a massive oversight.
Yeah, I've seen them flash. I've attended 3 Miata races at Daytona, and it is an experience. They are bumper to bumper, infield, outfield, and it sounds like a pack of just angry hornets, to be honest. It's great. I highly recommend everyone attend a Mazda Cup race if you have the opportunity.
Absolutely, especially on a track like Daytona, which is all about drafting. There's constant position switching. You never know what's going to happen until the very end. There was actually a race from 2022 where they did it in the wet, and I want to say they crossed the finish line 4 wide.
We had last year at Daytona, I think the Friday race may have been a wet start. I believe it was the Friday morning race, but it was you could have been on dry tires. All right, we're gridded up and ready to go.
That we are. So we're just waiting for the pace car to take us off here, and we are going to take a look at how this first turn bumps out. So it sounds like you didn't have the best. You didn't even make it to turn 1, did you?
No, there was a 3-car wreck low, and I was on the outside, and I was the next man coming, and I thought I had missed it, and then I did not. So yeah, I made it to probably about 10 car lengths short of turn 1 in my race.
Well, maybe that explains why there weren't that many incidents in turn 1, because everybody who was having incidents did so beforehand.
Yeah, it was probably about, I think the wreck probably started about 15th, 16th place, and caught everybody up behind it.
We are going to head into the chopper view as we take a look at the race start here. So for the last race, Joe didn't get the best start, and Nick was able to stay on touch with him and go side by side with him into turn 1, and I'm wondering whether Joe might get a better start this time around.
He's getting right on the pace car's bumper. He doesn't want to give any space, it looks like.
As we wait, the pace car is off, and let's take a look and see how this goes.
Green flag.
Green flag. A much better start from Joe Beretta, and that's going to put Kerry Nolan right next to Nick Drux and even past him.
Nick is struggling. I'm not sure what happened on the start, but he's lost a position, and he's staying outside. Right,
into turn 1 here. So far, so good.
We're looking good. 10, 12 cars back. It looks clean. I didn't see any wrecks behind him.
Yes. All right. Good job, guys. Now let the wrecks begin.
Oh, a little contact from 3rd place coming into turn.
We are on board with Nick Drux. So Jim Campbell, who didn't have the best qualifying, has made up a position, but he is side by side with Carter Price.
Carter is a great driver. I have teamed with him in an endurance race, and he's very, very good driver, very quick, very clean.
And very unlucky. He definitely should have graduated by now, but I have the most unlucky wrecks have been done to Carter Price, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, if he ran more races, he would definitely be at that 2KI rating. He is very, very quick and very good.
Hear that, Carter? Do officials.
I don't do any officials either, so that's the pot call on the kettle black.
Well, we have our first lap, and so far so good. I don't see any meatballs. I don't see any, serious infractions, and we're going to head to the bus stop with the whole pack. And Kerry Nolan's going to have a look to the outside of the bus stop, and he is going to throw it in.
He's got him. We got a pass for the lead, and Carter's trying to follow him through. We'll see if he can finish the pass. I don't think he's going to get him, though.
Right, and we do have, looks like a crash from Luke Severance, and he is in the wall at the bus stop, and that is going to be the end of his race, most likely. They do get 255 fast repairs. Don't forget that. But that looks like a pretty rough way to have that race go.
Oh, we got a little, or got him a little sideways on the bump draft. We'll see if. Oh, they're
Yeah.
good. There we go. Good. That's some good drafting. Good tandem
Ooh.
drafting. Bringing along a third car. Let's see. All right.
As we go into turn one, Joe Beretta in the lead, followed by Nick Drux, and then an entire sort of mess of cars right behind him. We have just about everybody in this first pack.
I apologize. I thought that Nick was Carter. I was maybe the wrong driver. My first time. I'm learning, guys.
Yeah, so Joe Beretta has the America, Nick Drux has the Marlboro. But every single person that is currently in this race is in the draft.
You know what? My trading paints did not load the first two cars' paints.
Oh, that is unfortunate. As Nick Drux goes ahead and takes the lead from Joe Beretta as they head around the rest horseshoe, and we're going to see how that plays out during the oval, or during the bus stop. Carter Price side by side with Alex Lofi in the same livery. Lofi is going to cede the position to Carter for now, but here comes the draft, here comes the oval.
Joe got outside the drafting line. He's going to have to probably tuck in behind him and be patient here.
Yeah, so we saw Kerry send it into the bus stop on the first lap, and he is right behind Nick Drux, as is Joe Beretta. And will Kerry send it again? It would make it 3 wide if he does.
Oh, we got somebody breaking late.
And that is Joe Beretta and Nick Drux side by side through the oval, or through the bus stop, and that is going to be well done by the drivers. And once again, we have a 15-car pack for first place.
Nick got a great exit there. He has built up about an 8-car length lead.
Absolutely, and we will see how long that lasts.
They are side drafting each other and slowing down their momentum, but it looks like they're catching them now.
It really is. It's the ultimate question, right? Like, do you work together with these guys, or do you just try to do your best, to fight with them? Because no matter what, what happened last race as we head into turn one is the top 3 guys were fighting, and that let Kerry and Keith catch right up to him. Going through the international horseshoe there. Nick still out in front, behind him, Kerry Nolan. Joe Beretta.
Is that not Kerry in front? Am I looking at?
No, Kerry is in P2.
The timing and scoring I'm looking at is inaccurate.
It happens. Kerry is in the almost like 90s colors, like sort of splatty livery. And we are going to head onto the oval, and we are going to head to the all-important bus stop. And that is going to be Nick Drux going quite wide.
Yes, he is.
Will he take this bus stop? The bus stop, I mean, we really might as well just like post up at the bus stop. That seems to be where all the action's happening.
Let me take we have only 1 car in the pit. I just took a quick look.
Here we go into the bus stop, and Kerry Nolan's going to get a nice go through there, and he's going to be leading our pack through. Oh my gosh, how is this going to end?
That was a very interesting line from Nick.
Yes.
But he did not lose any time on him.
No, he didn't. So it actually is pretty hard to get a slowdown there. They did change Daytona to where you can no longer super duper cut over the bumps coming out of the bus stop, as well as
third and fourth have a huge run on them.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it.
They're going to need a block.
And Kerry is just going to sort of let him go through for now. There's not much you can do, but Kerry's going to have the inside into turn one. Coming around, and Nick Drux takes the lead back from Kerry Nolan.
Joe and Carter were drafting very well together. That's something to keep an eye on next lap if they link up like that again.
And it seems like we might have, oh, nope, we did have a breakdown of the pack where Steve Hill is, but it seems like everybody is still in the draft, and thus we've still got 13, 14, 15 people, you know, who have a chance to win. If they're in the draft, they have a chance to win.
The drivers are saying that our leader is blinking, but we're not seeing it on the broadcast.
Yeah, I saw Kerry blink once or twice, and we see it now, Kerry having a blink.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll just have to find a way to deal with that if that happens. And onwards we go to the bus stop. I think that, you know, the main places we see crashes are at the bus stop and at turn one. Everything else so far has been pretty tame. There's a lot of space in both horseshoes through the kink out onto the oval, but a narrower turn one and the bus stop is where it happens, where you might see too wide here. Nope, that is Kerry Nolan.
Outbreak him.
Yeah. But Nick with the better run.
Pass. Yeah, we'll see how this resolves. Carter and Joe do not have a good draft this time to come from the back. They are side by side, slowing each other down. So this is going to be a 1-2, and third and fourth, they're not going to catch them before turn one, unless they sort this out.
Yeah, and looks like up at the top, we've got Nick pushing Kerry along.
That's good bump drafting, not staying attached. Get a little air on his nose. He may have pulled out a little. In NASCAR, that's definitely a little early to pull out, but. All right, Carter and Joe have linked up. Oh, we got a huge run from fifth and sixth.
Ooh, this is going to be really, really interesting. We have a lot of guys going quickly into turn one.
Joe got a little loose, but he recovered.
Oh, and that is going to be
a wreck.
Alex Lofi.
Alex Lofi got caught on the inside.
Who got caught on the inside. It doesn't look like his car took damage, but he's going to have to wait forever as all of these cars come through.
Yep. Let me go back. I'll keep you updated on. All right, he is rejoined in. Let's see if I can figure out what place. My timing and scoring is not updated, but
Yeah.
he's rejoined at the back.
He is in 16th place behind Kevin Cohen, but him and Kevin are 5 seconds now, 5 seconds back from the pack. You know, it's not surprising. Those guys went in like a bat out of hell into turn one, and there were 6 of them in a very, very tight, confined space.
It's incredible there was only one person that lost time.
Yeah. And now we have a pack emerging, which is Jim Campbell is 1.4 seconds behind Kerry Nolan, and that means Nick, Joe, and Kerry have broken away from the field.
And they are second and third. If they are a little patient, they can get a draft going and definitely catch Kerry out in front.
Yeah, but this is what happened last week with, 2 of these 3 guys is they fought the whole time, and that allowed that second pack to get right to them. So will that happen? Will these guys fight? I mean, Kerry is an aggressive driver.
Yep, we're 1, 2, 3. We're close here.
Yes, we are.
We will see some fireworks into turn one for sure. So third place would be probably better served to sit in the draft until about the start-finish line. I'm not sure why. If they come up on them, they can side draft them and take his speed away.
Yeah,
no, they're going 3 wide.
Instead, we're going to go 3 wide.
Yeah, they're not worried about breaking away anymore.
They don't care about none of that drafting business. They want to win.
Yeah, they don't.
But that must slow them down coming into turn one.
Yeah, somebody might not make it out. Let's see.
Nick with the run in. And there goes Steve Hill, I believe.
We got a wreck at fifth.
He is going to be able to rejoin the pack. We also had Adam McNeil. Oh, Adam hasn't had a good couple races. I think last time he crashed out, and then this time as well.
You throw a blanket over this top 3.
Yeah, Jim's going to have some work to do to catch up to them, and he's going to need some help from that top 3.
Yeah, he's going to need Chris to tuck in behind him, and they're going to have to work together to get a run. But I'll tell you what, if this top 3 decides to go 3 wide again, 4th and 5th can catch them.
Yes. So let's see, will they work together and maintain their top three, or will they say screw it, send it, and whatever happens, happens?
I think they're going to have to tuck in behind each other for a little bit here.
Well, Nick right now has a really, really nice lead, but obviously they are going to catch up to them. And Jim Campbell is only 1.5 seconds back, or 1.3 seconds back. He's getting closer. But behind him, Chris Sierks is losing the draft. Behind him, Jamie Cox is leading a pack of about 6. And we're going to see what happens.
They're spread out, but Chris is too far behind Jim to give him help, so they are not going to close it.
All right, and we're going to head through the bus stop.
That was good and clean.
Yep. No major
Oh, yeah,
issues
second
there.
and third, if they stay in line, they're going to get by Carey over there first.
Now, let's see if it happens.
Or Nick in first.
Well, Jim is now in the draft.
Oh, here we go. We got a pass for the lead.
And we are going to go 3
He-
wide
he
again.
He lost his speed on the outside, so I don't think we're just going to get too wide here.
Yeah, we're going to get 2 wide. And that is going to be Nick, Joe, and Carey. And Jim Campbell has joined the pack. Behind him, Chris Sierks, James Cox, Keith Gwinnett, Carter Price, Jeremy Toasty, and Jacob Green. Those guys are all now part of the leading pack.
Yeah, they could have broken away, but I don't blame them fighting for the lead, but they have brought plenty of people back in this race.
Well, we've got 6 minutes.
6 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, this is going to be a very, very interesting race because it's going to come down to strategy. It's not like these guys have, pit crews making the strategy decisions for them. They got to figure that stuff out on their own.
I'll tell you what, Keith is at the tail end of the pack, but if he gets a chance to make an aggressive move, he will get up there.
Yes, Keith is Captain Send It.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, we're going to get 4th and 5th just right up with them on this run here.
Yep, that's going to be Jim Campbell and Chris Sierks.
So
Let's take a look as we head toward the bus stop.
Oh, good.
Are we heading toward the bus stop? We are heading
Chris
toward
is
the bus stop.
going to put Jim 2 wide too. Slow
Yes,
them down.
they are. And Chris
Oh,
is
that was a
gonna-
tremendous pass by Chris.
Yes, sends it right through the bus stop. Jim able to maintain his momentum, and he is going to stay right on his rear.
I feel like Chris is going to stay in line. I think Chris really understands drafting. He has a oval background, I believe.
He
Family
does.
history in oval racing.
He is a dirt oval racer. in
Dirt,
real
yeah,
life.
dirt, yes. Grandfather used to race in the Chili Bowl, I believe.
So yeah, we have a lot of racing lineage. And let's see if the racing genetics have been passed down as they work to catch Nick Drux up in first. And Chris is going for it, and Jim's going to take a look around the outside as well. We go into turn 1, carry around the outside, nothing doing, and him and Sierks are going to be side by side.
I think Chris is going to finish the. Yep, Chris has closed the door. He's in front. He's now moved up to 3rd place. Going for 2nd. Might have been
Yes.
an ambitious move there.
Yeah, but it
Well,
forced Joe Beretta to get a little bit of a wider exit than he wanted to.
We got a good single file line here. I think we're going to have a real close finish.
Yeah, I mean, every time these guys fight, it just lets everybody else behind them get a little bit closer.
I got the driver scanners up, and I believe Carey just discussed a little strategy in the chat. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of teamwork these last 2 laps.
Well, he's drowning a little bit. He was in P1, and now he's got Jim Campbell right on him for P5. Or P4. It's sort of interesting to watch this because, yes, like every time the front guys fight, the other guys catch up to them, but they're all fighting too.
That is true.
If we take our leisurely stroll around the oval and wait for the bus stop. So far, the bus stop has not been the site of many crashes, and let's see if that continues.
Chris really closed in on Jim there.
Yes,
He's
he did.
right on his bumper now. That was a tremendous set of corners by Chris.
Very, very nicely done by Chris Sierks, and he is right on the back of Joe Beretta. He's going to push him right towards Nick Drux, and we have 2 laps to go.
Oh yeah, we're going to have 3 wide into turn 1. I have a feeling.
Yeah, especially
It might be 4 wide. We got some people joining the party.
We do.
Who do we have here? Oh, they got a little loose.
Yeah, oof, that might have scared him a little bit. Here we go. We've got Kerry Nolan around the outside. Nick Drux being pushed by Joe Beretta, and Chris Sierks is in the mix too, and they are going to head into turn 1.
2 wide, 2 deep.
They are pushing it, you can tell, on this penultimate lap here at Daytona. Oh my gosh.
We got some worn out tires on these race cars. But
that we do. And some increasingly aggressive drivers as we start to get closer and closer and closer to the end of this race.
Oh, we have a spin back there. I'm not quite sure who it was. Let's see if I can...
That is Keith Gwinnett, but he is back on the track, but he might lose the pack. Keith going off there. That was unfortunate. But our pack of 5 at the front, pretty much the same pack of 5 without Keith, plus Sierks. So minus Keith plus Sierks, so that is the front 5 right now.
We have a 6 car joining. Oh, we're gonna be 7. Nose to tail for 7 cars by the time we get to the bus stop.
Yep, and we're gonna take a look.
It's gonna be very exciting.
Oh man.
See who they are. I think it might be James and Jeremy joining the party.
Yeah, and they are just as ready to fight as anybody else as we head towards the bus stop, with Kerry Dolan taking a look around the outside and Joe Beretta coming right up to the bumper of Nick Drux. And Chris going right up to the bumper of Kerry. We might go 2 wide into the bus stop on 2 different rows.
They got it sorted out before the entrance.
Yes, they did. Oh, Nick and Chris are so close coming into the final part of the oval, and we have a mess of cars. We've got Chris Sierks, we've got Kerry Nolan, we've got Joe Beretta, we've got Jim Campbell, we have Nick Sierks, who's led the race the whole time, all the way back in 5th. And then we have Carter Price, Jeremy Toasty, and James Cox, and every single one of those guys can win this race.
We are. They're getting a little door banging now. It's getting aggressive.
Yep.
The heat is turning up. We are 4 wide.
We are 4 wide as we head into the white flag.
They're turning.
Oh no!
We lost. Oh, we
lost almost everybody. Oh my God, what a disaster.
Who survived? Who was in first? Who survived?
Oh no, you want to know what that was? That was the finish.
Oh, that was are we a lap behind?
We are a lap behind. We got to go back and watch that. So who won this race?
All right, so we're turning around backwards.
Jim Campbell. So that crash happened right at the finish line.
Jim Campbell emerges unscathed.
Jim Campbell is going to win this race. I'm sorry. Yeah, it didn't. It said we had 8 laps of 10, and then all of a sudden, we didn't realize it was the white flag. Oh man. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our race results. Jim Campbell once again winning this race. He is now 2 for 2. Joe Beretta, P2. Jeremy Toasty, P3. Carter Price, P4. James Cox, P5. And then Kerry Nolan, Chris Sierks, and Nick Drux, who are at the front of the race the whole time, have to sit in 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then rounding out the top 10 is Keith Gwinnett and Jacob Green. Whew.
That was a road race that looked like a restrictor plate racing at the end. That just wrecking at the finish line, but what a finish.
There is no other way the CTD could have ended that. Well, thank you so much, Eric, for joining me in this second race, so I don't have to do it all myself. I really appreciated having you.
I appreciate you having. I learned a lot. I need to get an overlay to give the iRacing. The iRacing standings are definitely not in real time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get an overlay before I sit in the booth again. But I appreciate it. It was very fun, and I will. I've learned what I need to work on. I need to match my liveries to my drivers before the race and get my overlay stepped up. But I really appreciate you letting me join you in the booth. That was very fun.
Absolutely, it was my pleasure. Well, next week we will be at Circuit Zandvoort, the home of the Dutch Grand Prix, and that is going to be quite a different race from this. And we hope to see you there.
All right. Well, have a great night, everybody.
Take